Happy Father's Day, Skip.
Yes, it was a happy one. Appreciate it. That is an awesome series by our guys. I can't say enough. They won the World Series last year, and we talked about it from the beginning of spring training, what it was going to take. We go through different things throughout the course of a season, but with us, it's always been about our pitching, and nobody better than Logan Gilbert out there today. That was fantastic. In total control of the ball game. Had great stuff, of course, but the execution of the slider and the split finger was electric today. That's a really tough pitch, and there's no way to game plan for it or look for it. The ball's moving all over the place, and his focus throughout the game was awesome to see. And I hope everybody appreciates it as much as I do and our pitching coaches do, because that's really hard to do. But great crowds all weekend. Packed house, Father's Day. Starter runs 8 scoreless. Doesn't get a whole lot better. And then, offensively, we got guys chipping in, doing just enough every day. And those add-on runs are huge and late in the ball game, and finding a way to get it done there. So, it's about pitching. It's been that way all year. It'll continue to be. But, we are seeing signs, guys getting big hits for us offensively. And that's what it takes. It's timely hitting. It's great pitching and tremendous defense. I can't get away from what our guys do defensively. Tyler Locklear, great play later on there in the game. Just all over the ballpark here in this homestand. Our guys were really focused. A lot of close games. A little bit of a breather today, which is good for me and the coaching staff. But excited. We've earned an off day, and we'll spend it over in Cleveland tomorrow. But I'll take any questions.
What Logan did today, 8 shutout innings. I mean, your bullpen's been used to go out and do 8, and it was the dominance that he had. That team doesn't get dominated very often.
No, they don't. They're good hitters, and of course the top of their lineup is as good as anybody's in the game. But Logan kept him off balance all day. I thought Cal did a nice job. A lot of sliders, of course. That has kind of been his go-to pitch. But, he had the fastball late when he needed it. He saw it up to 97 late in the game. And I just can't say enough about the focus and how Logan prepares. It really is. He is preparing to go out there and throw 100 and 110 pitches every time out. Sometimes it doesn't always go his way, but and we haven't given him much run support either. So it was nice to get a couple runs up there and let him take it and run with that. So it's really impressive. And, it's a dominant right-handed pitcher kind of coming into his prime and good for us. And we've got more than just one of those guys that we can run out there every day.
And you guys are almost halfway through your American League West schedule, 17-5 against the division, 8.5 game lead. What can you say about the effort that you guys have put together against the division so far?
Well, I just think with this team, it's a daily focus and how we go about our preparation. And I've talked to you recently how this team's really come together, and a lot of that's driven by a lot of the late inning comebacks or the late inning wins. That does really galvanize a group. But these guys like to work. They like to prepare. They like to do the things that are going to give them the opportunity to perform on the biggest stage. And right now they're doing it. And we need to be grateful and enjoy it. And oftentimes we don't. Certainly in my seat, it's a grind every day, but I'm going to enjoy this. We're playing really good baseball. It's fun to watch these guys. Looking forward to coming to work every day. And, we've got a big road trip ahead of us, but we'll show up. We'll be focused.
Scott, how did you see the extra day that you gave these guys for the Hancock start play into what you saw from your team?
I think it played very heavily into it. And I think when people understand when those decisions are made, that's everybody organizationally involved there, from Jerry and Justin in the front office to the pitching coaches, myself, our HP department, everybody constantly communicating and trying to do what's best for our players. I think our players appreciate that. And there's times you need to run them really hard, and there's times you need to back off a little bit and give them a breather. And I think you saw the benefits of that here in this series. And Emerson Hancock did a great job for us the other night as well. So we're fortunate that we have guys like that can step in.
Scott, I don't know if there is an exact stat. I'm sure Alex could look it up. But what do you think your win ratio is every time Josh Rojas' uniform is filthy dirty when he goes out?
It's pretty good. Rose instincts, I've talked about it since day one, really since we acquired him. It just stands out. Whether it's in the batter's box, defensively, certainly great base running, heads-up play there. The ball gets a crazy carom off the backstop. And again, this game, it's baseball. You need a little luck once in a while. We got a break and rose on top of it and took advantage of it. I know Julio's yelling at him. He was telling him to go the whole time. But Rose got great instincts. He's looking how to do anything he can to beat the opponent, and it pays off. Happy Father's Day, gang. We're off to Cleveland. See you later.
Is that the best you felt all season? I mean, we know you had the 8 shutty in Houston earlier, but just the way you were able to dominate out there today.
I think I felt pretty in control with my pitches, yeah. So I felt like I was getting ahead a lot, so that definitely felt good. The slider was working pretty good, so yeah, I felt like I had what I needed.
Logan, some of the fastballs and even the slider, they seem to live on the edges. I mean, did it feel command, or is it just that's where they ended up today?
A little bit of both sometimes. That's how it goes. I mean, a lot of credit to Cal. I think he knows me well enough at this point that he knows where to set up that works best for me. So he's not always off the plate or even on the black, but he's kind of shading in and out depending on the count too, how far ahead we are or behind or whatever. So I think he knows how to get me at my best.
Was the plan to go with the slider, or was the slider just something that you wanted to go more with today when you got into it?
I think, yeah, once I got into it, I could see that it was feeling pretty good. Actually, in the bullpen, I was probably leaving them up a little more than I did in the game. So didn't really know. Sometimes you just get in the game and see what's working. But it felt pretty good. Split felt pretty good. Kind of just depends on the count, too, if you get ahead or not.
Logan, at this point in the season, to have an 8.5 game lead, to sweep those guys over there, just what does it say about where you guys are at as a team right now?
It's huge, yeah. That's a really good team over there. Obviously, we saw what they did last year and the lineup that they have. So to have a sweep, especially at home, it's a good feeling. Good homestand. I feel like we're playing good ball right now. When everybody's doing their job, we're definitely at our best, and that's what it looked like today.
Just how much confidence do you have to go back out there when you do get some run support there? Just the groove that you were in at that point.
Yeah, for sure. It helps out a ton. A lot of credit to our offense today, what they did. Locke with the big swing. Everybody just finding a way to get runs on the board. It really helps me out a ton. Gives me some freedom. And to go back out for the 8th, too, I think it was like maybe 2-0, and then it was 3 or 4-0. So helps me out for sure. Gives me freedom.
Logan, when did Scott let you guys know that he was going to shift the rotation back a day, insert Emerson, give you guys the extra day? And how big was that? I mean, he put your top 3 guys against the Rangers there. Like, how big was that?
Yeah, gosh, I really can't remember when we found out. It was just after my last start, I think. So I knew how to schedule out the week coming up. But it's really fun. It almost feels like a playoff atmosphere in whatever it is, mid-June, which is kind of weird to say that, but ballpark is packed all 3 games, crowd's going crazy. That's a really good team. We're playing really well right now, kind of division rivals. So I like the way it lined up. It was really fun seeing 2 guys before me go and do their thing too. So it gives me, I just want to be the guy that follows it up and kind of does what they're doing too.
You've had some great outings in the past, thinking about the complete game against San Francisco, the 13 strikeout game against the Padres. But was this your most important best game ever because it's against a divisional rival?
It definitely means a lot, I feel like, when it's in division. So it's tough to say exactly how to measure it, but they're a really good team. Anything into the division you take really serious, especially at this point when you're trying to kind of cement that lead that we have in the division. But I just want to go out and do my part. The defense was playing really good behind me, so that also kind of got me, I feel like, in my groove. Julio made a couple really good plays out there, so that really helps out.
Logan, you guys have held Seager at bay really all season at this point. I mean, he's a really good hitter, obviously, defending World Series MVP. How have you guys been able to neutralize him so effectively?
Yeah, one of the best in baseball for sure. I can't say enough about what he's done and his consistency. It's a really tough at bat. I wish I had a good answer, but you really just have to go out there and make good pitches and mix it up and hope he's not guessing what you're throwing. He's one of the best for sure. So you got to live on the edges and mix it up.
Because he's going to be up there swinging right away.
Yeah. He's definitely aggressive up until 2 strikes for sure, and right out the gate he's going to be swinging. So you got to really be on it.
You go back out for the 8th, you know, when they were trying to guard against when you guys had all those games in a row and they were pulling guys early. You go back out for the 8th. How important was it to finish it though, like not come out? Because you talked about you always have to hand the ball off a lot.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even want to think about that. I was really just hoping to get the leadoff guy. That's always the most important thing. And once I did that, I felt like I had a pretty good chance and really wanted to just make a good pitch and finish it off. I feel like in the past sometimes I've had pretty good outings and then maybe left one middle late in the outing, kind of changes things. So really wanted to come out on a good note there, especially after the offense did what they did to give me that leeway. Really helps out. Just wanted to finish it off.
So the burst of emotion from you, I mean, I think 44,000 on their feet. That was probably a pretty cool moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. They fire me up for sure. When it's packed like that and they're going crazy, and pretty much all game too. So you're trying to finish it off on a good note, and then basically everything you had pent up the whole time comes out.
Thanks, Logan.